Hello folks, I am still on Alderney. I'm here with JD from History Underground and Mag, and we are being led round by the Visit Alderney team. And it's gone a bit foggy right now, but I am in the middle of one of the just massive sets of fortifications here. And when I'm saying fortifications, there's a Roman fort over that way. On this island, there were 18 Victorian forts, of which 15 still remain. Some have been converted to other uses. Some are have been abandoned. Then, of course, there's all the German stuff on top of that. In some cases, incorporated within the Victorian structures and the natural rock and everything that's here. So, where I am right now, there's a big piece of concrete over there. I'm going to take you to, but this is a set of 6 88mm anti-aircraft batteries. Colin Partridge, our expert who wrote a book on the Atlantic Wall back in 1976, said this is one of the best 88mm positions on the entire Atlantic Wall. And he is someone who's been to Norway and Denmark and across France. So I'll pick your camera up and bring it back to the view. Hi, Willie. Hi, Nikki. So, not just 88mm, 4.7mm, 20mm, all that kind of stuff. So just before we go into the World War II stuff again, you can see over there, that's all the lower bit over there is an original Victorian fort. And then the top bit with the windows is a modern addition which has been converted into a house. And then beyond us, beyond that first fort and the water there behind the beach, another bit of commentary there with original Victorian fortifications, World War II fortifications, etc., etc. So all of this stuff is just everywhere. We are getting so complacent as we turn the corner. There's another bunker. There's a trench system. And this one you can see here has the original hooks. But well, they're not hooks. They are reinforcing rod through the concrete that was left out, exposed there to become hooks for camouflage nets. And you can see, hopefully you can see over there, there's another 88mm position just above my finger there, another open position just over there. But what we've come to see really here is that one over there that is known locally as the Odeon. And it is a unique designed control bunker. Of course, I won't be able to take you inside in the live stream because I'll lose the signal. I will take you around it during this, and then I'll do some filming inside there, which I will show you at some point in due course. Now, some of you guys know me and know that I like my German concrete in the sense that I like the learning process we can do, and it's extraordinary here that in June 1944, the Germans are still able to ship in wood, import all the wood to make the shuttering for these bunkers. So none of the bunkers I've seen here in Alderney are the late Atlantic War period construction. Those who've been on tour with me in Normandy, made of the block technique. It is all the poured concrete where you can see where the wooden planks were. Everything here, and the program began in 42, 2.5 years of building here. And we were filming earlier, but not live streaming at one of the camps. 4 camps of forced labor, one of which ultimately becomes a concentration camp, and somewhere in the region of 400 workers died in Alderney during the war because of the conditions they were having to work under. So I'm looking at the front here. There was a railway line, still is a railway line, used like once a week. A lighthouse over there. You can see parts of Victorian forts and the quarry and bits of concrete and stuff all around us. And back over that way you can see, hopefully, and again, apologies for the quality here. There's 88mm positions over here. But this is the monstrosity we've come to see. Hi, Gina. Hi, Rosemary. So the reason there are so many openings, slots, if you like, is each one would have a rangefinder that is there dedicated, if you like, to a specific gun battery. So you could have had one rangefinder position for each gun battery, or you can have one big tower with multiple rangefinders in, and then inside it, I'm assuming plotting rooms and information, filing cabinets full of charts about Allied shipping, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's enormous, isn't it? I mean, let me take you around it. And if the wind is a bit windy, which wind tends to be windy, and we're here on an official trip, so that's the vehicle we're travelling in, the States of Alderney. So we've got a 4x4 truck that can come up and park where the public can't normally park. You can walk up here. And it's a little bit chilly today, but just amazing history. So I'll take you up to the sign. So it says, "Welcome to the Odeon, World War II Naval Range-Finding Tower. Discover the only building of its kind on the Atlantic Wall. The massive concrete tower was built by forced laborers under German occupying power in 1943. Originally intended as a naval range-finding position to observe enemy ships, and was to be a part of a network with 5 other similar towers placed around the island." And it's showing an artist's impression of what it would have been like here. And you can see here, there's a map. Ian Carr said I should show more maps, but I can only show what I can see. The broadcasted this morning was from the Annis gun battery. So that's the German for Anne, after St. Anne, the kind of the main town in Alderney. And then you have the MP3, MP2, MP1, MP6, MP5 positions. And so this is MP3. So that means we are here. We were there on the lower southwest corner of the island. Now we're on the top northeast part, which means if it had been a clear day, which it clearly isn't, we better see just 8 miles across to the Cap de la Hogue, to Flamanville. But we're out again tomorrow. We are let loose on e-bikes tomorrow, so that could be interesting. And myself, JD, and Mag will be cycling around, albeit in my case, I will certainly be using the electricity to help me. And we'll come back to this stuff. Yes, they are great, aren't they, Roderick? And JD's making content. I'm making content. We're meeting some fantastic people. Colin Partridge, who we are with today, was part of the Pickles inquiry, which, if you are aware of the ongoing debate about just what the extent of cruelty and atrocities were on Alderney in terms of the forced labourers. People were brought to Alderney from 27 different countries to be forced labourers. The first were the French Jews. In fact, they were half Jewish. Specific of the situation here. And then there were Arabic people, speaking people from Morocco here, all to build this stuff. So, as with any good World War II TV topic, there's a complexity here, because part of me is understandably, just impressed by just the enormity of this. I mean, this dwarfs some of the stuff I've shown people in Normandy, and yet you cannot take away the horror of the fact that forced laborers were dragged from their homes in 27 countries to build this stuff, all, and this is the point I was making of the previous 2 or 3 days, all for absolutely nothing. I mean, not for nothing, because every German worker here, every ton of concrete, every meter of steel was steel, concrete, and a German worker and a German soldier that wasn't somewhere else, wasn't in Norway, wasn't in Normandy, wasn't in Pas-de-Calais, wasn't elsewhere in France. So a ridiculous, obscenely stupid amount of material put here to defend the Channel Islands. So we have positions that ostensibly weren't really used anywhere like to their intended capacity. Of course, there are RAF raids that come over. There's aircraft. There's in shipping. There are engagements. The Mirrors gun battery we saw in Guernsey on the first day, the second day, I think it fired its guns 51 times in World War II. But one time it was at something very minor and trivial. But to go back to the point I was trying to make, one can be impressed in a sense by the enormity of that bunker there. And in terms of anybody who likes Atlantic wall positions, you go, wow, that's kind of the daddy Atlantic wall positions. And then you can also be aghast at the ideology behind it and what the workers had to endure who built that stuff. So I'm going to keep saying it. if you are remotely interested in World War II, and why would you not be if you're watching World War II TV, you need to think about, at the very least, getting yourself a book or two on the Channel Islands in World War II. And I will, in due course, be adding book lists to these descriptions, recommended websites, history trails, information panels, Q reader things, so you can get more information. And if you can possibly work it out, get your ass over here to Guernsey and Alderney and come and see this stuff for yourself. Everybody we've met is welcoming and interested and accommodating and frankly lovely. And so I'm just going to walk you over here a little bit before I go cut the streams. I'm going to do some footage inside the tower to show you more of this anti-88mm stuff. And Colin was saying, because we're up on the bluffs here, although these 88s are here primarily in the anti-aircraft role, they are high enough to be able to be lowered the trajectory to be able to, if there was some sort of invasion. So this gun position here, the gun position here, see my hand here and here. If there was something down in the bay down there, something coming ashore over there, these 88s that are primarily in the anti-aircraft role could also traverse down, lower down and fire over there. And there's that bunker behind me again. But I'm going to stop the stream, charge up the old battery. There may or may not be another live stream today. I do not know. But in the meantime, click like and subscribe. Start looking up the Channel Islands. Check what books you've got, because any information you've got about the Channel Islands will be useful in the few forthcoming weeks on both World War II TV and History Underground. So the reason I'm tripping over gorse bushes and brambles and right, folks. I will see you all anon. This is Paul Woodadge for World War II TV.